Fans, welcome to Carver Arena, where tonight your Vikings play host to the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. To begin tonight, we would like to acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples, who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. Fans, tonight we also celebrate Black History Month, which started as a week to acknowledge the contributions of African Americans throughout U.S. history. Western's Black Student Coalition has created this year's theme, The Fabric of Our Community, which reflects the strength and unity of the Black community through shared experiences, traditions, and creativity. This is a time to acknowledge that Black history is indeed American history. In honor of this celebration, we would like to welcome to the court Western's Black Student Retention Specialist, Nia Gibson, who will be singing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Fans, please turn your attention first to our video board as we learn about the history from Dr. Richard Hodges.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Richard L. Hodges, the Director of Voice Studies here at Western Washington University. I'm here to talk a little bit about Lift Every Voice and Sing. It was first composed back in 1901 by James Weldon Johnson and John Roseman Johnson, and then adopted by the NAACP in 1910. Lift Every Voice and Sing is a piece for all. It is about togetherness, it's about freedom, and it was actually composed to combat segregation in schools. One of the beautiful parts about Lift Every Voice and Sing is that it's really about letting freedom ring and really understanding that in order for us to move together, we must all work together. I hope you enjoy our 4 students singing for you today, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Fans, at this time, I'd like to ask you to rise if you are able and remove your hats. We will first be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by the National Anthem. We would ask you to remain standing throughout.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, the visitors, the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. Their starting lineup as announced by head coach Luke Finley, who is assisted by Bruce Chavka, Raekwon Evans, and Zoran Richmond. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 2, Jalen Tott. At guard, a 6'5" senior, number 3, Brendan Johnson. At forward, a 6'6" senior, number 10, Cooper DeWitt. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 20, Jawan Thompson. And at forward, a 6'7" senior, number 24, Cale Robinson. Viking fans, are you ready? Viking fans, here we go with your starting lineup as announced by head coach Tony Dominguez, who is assisted by A.J. Albritton, Bob Hofstetter, Otavio Jude, and Graham Bernard. Viking fans, get on your feet, put your hands together, let's meet your Vikings. At guard, a 6'5" redshirt freshman, number 2, Grant Kepley. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, wearing number 3, TS3, T-John Sane. At forward, a 6'7" junior, number 13, Garrett Lebeck. At forward, a 6'7" freshman, number 15, Trevor White. And at guard, a 6'4" senior, number 44, Will Wilson. 6-man, it's game time!
In a pivotal GNAC matchup, Western and MSU Billings, both tied at 6-5 in conference play, face off with a clash of the two of the hottest teams in the GNAC, and we have it for you live on Viking TV inside Carver Gym. Merrick Parnell joined by Butch Kamena. It's going to be a good one.
It is. The first meeting in Billings was kind of a turning point for the Viking season. They were 0-5 in conference, went in there, played very well, got an 84-70 victory, and that started their current 6-game winning streak. Montana State Billings on a good run too. They've won 4 in a row after being on a bad patch. So 2 hot teams tied for 5th in the conference. We got a good one tonight.
Well, and you know what they say about winning streaks. One of them has to come to an end tonight, and it will be MSUB that gets fought off a quick turnover, and Western will keep possession. TS3 saying he went Super Saiyan, one of our home game modes. And we'll kick it out to Levesque. Now the cycle. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And a last-ditch effort slung in from the corner by White. Looks like that's their game plan, is contained, T-John.
It was a tough possession to open the game. They knocked the ball loose a couple times, and all of a sudden you're at the end of the shot clock and you have to look for anything you can get. And Trevor White just couldn't draw iron with that last-second effort.
Here's Jawan Todd leading the offense. We'll cycle it back for Johnson off the heel. Rebound by Kepley. Kepley will get it ahead to Sane. Here comes White, baseline, and tried to zing it across. Inside to Levesque. Too much zing, and it goes out of bounds. Kepley with the baseline inbound. We'll get it out to Wilson. Back up to Kepley. Inside drive off the dish and fade.
Such a complete player for a freshman, doing so many things well and getting the opening points of the night.
And they tried to feed it inside. DeWitt had a cutter along the baseline, kicks off a heel. It will stay Jackets ball.
Montana State Billings starting both the Tott brothers tonight. Jalen, the preseason GNAC Player of the Year, and then younger brother Jawan starting tonight because of the absence of the best name in college basketball, famous left hand.
And I think ourselves and much of the audience is disappointed not to see Todd as we look at the replay here. Kepley drives, and the runner into the lane gets the friendly kiss. And that shot's off its mark. Sane pulls the rebound down. Sane, the jump pass, nice movement down inside. White pivots, turns, fires off the heel. Johnson in transition, the nice feed, finger roll finish, Cale Robinson. Sane working against Johnson. Sane attacking the rim and comes up empty, quick foul. And they're going to call it on Sane, who's going to say, I was on the ground.
Colin with a block there. Nice little feed. And Robinson averaging about 15 points a game, the leading rebounder for the Yellow Jackets from Hamilton, New Zealand.
And he started his career, too, Butch, at Rocky Mountain College, a former freshman of the year in the Frontier Conference, and he gets it done there.
That's a seriously long distance transfer there, all of about, what, 4 miles?
From, one end of the Rim Rocks and Billings to the other. Yeah, of course, Rocky Mountain in the NAIA Frontier and a pretty good basketball tradition as well. Here's Sane, left hand against the glass, leaves it too strong. Taut in transition. Now DeWitt wants to fire from distance, got it. Cooper DeWitt. And we'll have a timeout on the floor here. We'll keep it here. DeWitt, of course, out of Pasco, Washington, as we look at the replay in transition.
He had a couple threes the other night against Western Oregon, a guy who's been inserted more recently. Before tonight, the Yellow Jackets had 4 players who had started all 24 of their games. Left hand missing tonight will break that, but the guy who's come into the lineup more recently has been DeWitt, and he's been pretty solid. They don't like to use it anymore, but Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, you have to say ooey pooey at least once when you get the chance, right?
Well, and members of the Horizon League too, so to bring that experience down to the GNAC, it's a great asset for MSUB. Meanwhile, Sane trying to be an asset for Western here. Good ball distribution. Levesque, the feed inside to Kepley. The kick, Wilson thought about it. Cycles it one more time. Sane off its mark. Rebound by Levesque. And the garbage man puts it back.
He has been good in this win streak. Hitting the board, shooting a really high percentage from the field, almost 60% on the season.
And it's Jawan Toth, the fadeaway and the friendly drop. Sane looks to push the pace. Kepley along the wing, now Levesque. Kepley slings it in for White. Bobbled ball. Kicked up. Right place, right time. Kill Robinson. DeWitt now. And they'll switch back up top. Jalen Taut now. Looking for a perimeter opening. They'll take it by Taut along the far side. And a foul on the rebound. It will go the other way.
Yeah, Robinson created a little bit of space with a shove in the back and got caught. His first of the night. You'll see it here. And yeah, it's just that he didn't fully extend it, but it was still a push.
Well, and some crews might let that go, but this crew establishing that will be a call tonight. Kepley up across the horn. Western trying to chip away. They trail by 5 early. Wilson thought about it, then rethinks and hits it. A good second decision, Will Wilson.
Averaging 20 a game during this 6-game winning streak. Will Wilson as hot as anybody in the GNAC right now.
Team leader in points per game, has had quite the season. Robinson comes up short. Money Lott into the game. And nice move, Levesque at the rim. And 9-all here inside Carver. Decent crowd finally. And looking at the attendance numbers too, Western averaging around 3,000 fans per home game. Pretty good numbers. Here inside Carver, and it's Aiden Rice that will make an appearance. And there's a throwaway. Jalen Taut comes up with the steal. He'll pull up for 3. Off the mark. It looked like it could have bounced in. And they'll sling back up top. Robinson. Cross-court feed. Robinson again working against Taut. He'll take him to the rack. The step-back pivot. And gets it to go off the glass.
He's off to a good start. 6 quick points for Cale Robinson.
3 for 4 from the field. Quite the start as Wilson comes up short. Push up to Jalen Taut running the lane. Flies it at the rim and he's fouled. And we'll have a timeout on the floor here after the foul. They'll give the foul to, looks like they're going to give it to Rice here. And we'll step away. More basketball on Viking TV next.
Hey, get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Welcome back to Sam Carver Gymnasium, WECU Court. The Vikings, an early 11-9 deficit, 6 minutes into the game. I want to give you one update here. The Western women tonight fall 74-63 at Central Washington and had a very interesting streak snapped. They had gone 116 games back to the last game of the 2019-2020 season, allowing the team to shoot 50% from the field, but the Wildcats did it tonight in defeating the Vikings. So the Vikings will move on to Northwest Nazarene on Saturday. Jalen Taut at the line. Big accomplishment for him Saturday against Western Oregon. Reached his 1,000th career point as an MSUB Yellow Jacket, so congratulations to him. Averaging about 16 points a game this year, 4.4 rebounds, 3.2 assists, had 27 points in the opening matchup of these two teams. An outstanding player, very quick, will shoot it from anywhere, and gets those 2 free throws.
As Sane will bring the ball up floor. Swings it to Kepley. Up to Wilson from the wing, 3 off the mark. Kepley timed his jump a little bit late, and in transition, here comes the Yellow Jackets. Johnson, pull-up jumper, just too much touch on it. Wilson, defensive board, he'll push. The kick to Kepley, off the front of the iron. Transition again, and the pop out to Johnson, who knocks one down. Johnson out of Livingston, just outside Bozeman. Wilson. Sane wants to go NBA range, and it rattles out. Johnson pulls down the board. And a foul across the floor. They're going to get Levesque with the foul here as we look at the replay, attacking the rim and the kick. Out to Johnson, who knocks the 3 down.
He's an outstanding three-point shooter. 4th in the conference at 45.5%. There's been a few shooters from Livingston. It seems like Montana State had one. Was it Patterson was the guy that a couple years ago? They had one that shot it really well who was from Livingston.
Yeah, the Park High School Rangers, of course, just north of Yellowstone Park. Always thought that was one of the better mascots in Montana lore.
Park
Not
Rangers.
as good as the Sugar Beaters, though, from up north. And off the front of the rim, pulled down rebound. And they'll reset up top with Tot. Ferris Kasem into the game. Tot the step back. It's Levesque with a hard-earned rebound. Kepley weaves it up. Here's Johnson. He'll take advantage. Johnson, runner, short. And Levesque another hard-earned board.
The Vikings struggling to get out in transition because Montana State Billings is getting back in a hurry. Really disciplined about getting back in transition tonight.
And Tate will sub in. Also, Rice will return. Will replace Sane and Kepley. We got a timeout. We're going to step away. More basketball on Viking TV next. And we're back inside Carver Gym. There's a look at our fans enjoying the action here, trying to will Western back up as they trail here in the first half.
Now Vikings shooting just 30%, 31% from the field, 4 of 13. Montana State Billings not a lot better at 37.5, 6 of 16.
We'll see Rice back on the floor. Also Jordan Tate. And it will be Jawan Tot that works it up. Now Jalen Tot from the wing. Skips it into Robinson. He'll turn and face. Backdoor cut inside, and he's blocked. White getting a stuff in as that was Cooper Tyson that tried to draw. Rice. Kepley Cross-court feed. They'll sling it one more time. Sane thought about another baseline drive. They'll turn him away. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And Sane's fouled. Well, and that's a hard choice, Butch, defensively to make, because you either let Sane drive to the lane as we look at the replay here, or you foul him. Yeah. Either way, not great.
No, it's a clear foul. And it's not a bailout for the Vikings because Tijon Sane was going to turn the corner, but a foul that late in the clock is always a benefit. Now you get a chance to reset, work for something else.
Here's White off the drive, hanging at the rim, and he's fouled. Looked like he was mid-air for a long time as we look at the replay. Gets vertical in a hurry.
Well, when you end up sitting on a guy's head, yeah, you are up there for a while.
Got a high jump competition going on the floor as well.
There will be a leapfrog competition at halftime. Trevor White, about 65.5% from the line. He's been one of a number of people who have been very good in this stretch. Has moved back into the starting lineup the last few games. On the season, 10.2 points, 4 rebounds, and a bunch of block shots. A team leading 25.
And it's back down to a 5-point deficit. And there's another foul off ball.
And just to finish that thought, Trevor White has had 15 block shots in the last 5 games.
What a pace.
He had 3 straight games with 4.
Wilson checks back in. Kind of reminds you too, Butch, the late 90s, early 2000s. Remember Theo Ratliff? Just a machine, a swap machine down low.
Wyoming. He was in Laramie a couple weeks ago.
Jalen Taut steps back, free throw line, and that's off the mark. But it'll be pulled down by Johnson. Johnson tries to create space, zips it into Robinson. Backing down, Wilson at the rack. He gets it to go and draws contact. He'll go to the line for 1.
He is causing the Vikings some trouble. 4 of 6 in the field, 8 quick points. Look to make it 9 with the foul shot.
Johnson, a fairly recent GNAC Player of the Week towards the end of January, and showing why now, maybe making a case for another nomination. Wilson puts a move on, wants to create space off the dribble. Sane, the handoff pass, and they'll cycle it back to Wilson behind the back feed, wants to take on the whole defense, and he's blocked by Robinson at the rack. Here comes Johnson.
Oh.
And the whistle, they're going to say the foul was on the ground. And they'll give it to Jordan Tate as we look at the replay. Wilson blocked by Robinson.
And then the other end, they get out and transition off of that. They did not call that a shooting foul. The Yellow Jackets trigger from the baseline.
Jalen. Get it over to Jawan Taut. Yellow Jackets zip it around. Johnson for 3, drains it. Number 3 with a big 3 there, 21-11 the score.
Played at Dominican last year, was a double-figure scorer there in the Pac West, and has now come closer to home.
And a foul as Tijon Sane tries to drive along the baseline. And they'll give it to Cooper DeWitt. And Levesque will check back in.
Vikings have dug themselves a bit of a hole here, down double digits midway through the half.
And Levesque pops it back to himself.
Nifty little play.
Great awareness by 1-3, currently leading the scorers on the floor with 4. As Wilson tries to add to his total, and he steps back and hits one.
Well, if you can't get a good shot, take a tough one and make it. Well done by Will Wilson.
Johnson wants to work against Levesque. The step back off its mark, and a loose ball foul as White and Robinson go at it. And it will be Cale Robinson. They'll pick up the foul. We'll check it out on the replay. Armbar, we got wrestling highlights coming up at the half as well. It's Thursday night main event.
And no.
As we'll have an officials timeout. Looks like they may review it as well.
So I believe the little extracurriculars that we saw between Trevor White and Cale Robinson continued to the other end of the floor. And so they're going to have a look at this just to be sure that nobody did something completely untoward that might trigger a flagrant of some kind.
As we'll check out some of the replay here as well. And it did look kind of, some arm bar or walk
So
underneath.
see it here, and
And you know that's going to be a battle all night down on the lower block.
oh, yeah, always. And it's hard to tell exactly what they're looking at. I don't see anything there that triggers anything, or if there was anything that happened later.
So it looks like we'll have a bench technical on.
Yeah, head coach Luke Fenley, if he said something or what, but he ended up getting teed up. And so Will Wilson at the line for the 2 technical foul free throws, knocks down the first. Will Wilson shooting at just a tick under 89% from the foul line this year.
Fenley began coaching at Lane Community College down by Eugene and has been on the coaching staff at MSUB for several years. Second season as the bench boss.
He replaced the, we can call him legendary, Nick Durham. He was there for a long time, did a lot of things. Also at Fairbanks, also at Montana State, the Bozeman branch.
Todd steps back, he misses. It's Kepley with the defensive rebound. And they'll step on the boundary. It will be Yellow Jackets basketball.
That's kind of representative of what's happened to the Vikings at the offensive end so far. Just a little off, little bobbles, a step out of bounds, a missed lay-in. Just can't quite find the rhythm so far, but yet only down 6.
Ferris case him into the game.
7'1" from Tunisia.
And he'll go to work down low on White here. He'll back in Trevor White. The sky hook, that's off the mark. But it'll be kept in play. Nice steal off the back end, off the loose ball. He'll set a high pick. Todd for 3, and he's fouled. And 3 shots coming up again. Fenley not thrilled as well. And we'll step away. Timeout here. More on Viking TV next.
Hey, get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
And welcome back inside Carver Gym. There's a look at the Western dance team on the floor. As we're inside a timeout here, things starting to heat up a little bit with both sides. We saw the bench technical, and there was Coach Fenley pleading his case. There's a young fan enjoying some Thursday night GNAC hoops. Sour Patch Kids got it made.
Sour Patch Kids, a good-looking jersey, and we return.
And so when we went away to the timeout, Jalen Lott fouled in the act of shooting a three. He'll have 3 free throws coming up here.
I think Tony Dominguez thought that maybe Tot went down on that and before the contact. And so it was a polite but extended discussion about it.
Decorum.
Yes.
And Todd's final shot off the mark. He'll try and save it, but it steps on the line there.
I think I notice when you watch some of the video, Jalen Todd, it's not merely quick. He is fast. He gets from one spot to another in just an exceptionally rapid pace.
And there's a turnover in midcourt. Jalen Todd will march up floor. The kick over to Johnson. That's short. Kepley with the rebound. Fires it up to Wilson near side. And here comes the Vikes. Sane now will direct traffic, working off a screen from Money Lott. And another turnover in the offensive end. Here's Johnson.
Oh,
the
nice
runner high off the glass.
Boy, and that is the story right now. Turnovers for the Vikings, 9. Turnovers for the Yellow Jackets, 0.
Johnson, of course, a 3-time All-State selection with Park High School. And there's Lott with the answer, the high kiss.
Had a good performance at Anchorage last Thursday, scored 13 points off the bench.
Taut. And he'll leave it short. A pile up on the baseline, whistle, and kick ball.
And let Todd get a foot on that. Okay, we'll see what. See that steal, and again, this little pull-up Johnson instead of fully challenging, just that little runner off the glass.
Looking like Luke Ridenour there of Whatcom County for him. Made his living on the runners.
He did.
Sane. Now skips over to Kepley. Has space to kick. Wilson dials up a 3. We're back within 5. Timeout on the floor called by MSUB. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it here. Butch, we've seen a bit of a momentum shift. What's been the key to that?
Just a little bit. The Vikings are starting to get some stops, especially when they can keep Montana State Billings in the half court, and Will Wilson has picked it up. He's got 10 of the Vikings' 20, and right now, hey, the big thing for the Vikings is they got to take care of the ball. You cannot have 9 turnovers, through 14 minutes. That has to get better, and you got to force some turnovers. MSUB does not have a turnover yet, so they're only shooting under 35% from the field, but because they're taking better care of the ball, they have still a 5-point lead.
Well, and two, I think one of the tales of the tape and the stat splits have been the war with rebounding, too. Western leading 14-12 in defensive rebound, a big lead, 13-8 with the Western.
And that's something the Vikings have done better. In the 5 games, the first 5 games of conference play, they were getting out-rebounded by about 5.5 a game. Now winning the rebound edge, not by a lot, just by a couple a game, but in the 6-game streak, that's helped.
Johnson, the behind-the-back pass to Kaysen. Working against Loth, the turnaround skyhook, and the Tunisian national gets it to go. Spent time on the U16 Tunisian national side as we see him working against Loth.
Absolutely massive. It's 7-1, and this is not a skinny 7-1, as you can see. And he wants to get the ball down low. If he wants to back somebody in, he's going to be able to do it just about every time.
gets it to go there, especially when you have a player like Kasem coming in off the bench too, where the players are a little bit ground down with the more rapid pace, and now you can play some heavy basketball. Lott will work against Kasem. He'll step back for three. That's off the iron. Pushed ahead. Now Jalen taught the underhand scoop to DeWitt, and it's back the other way. Here's Levesque into traffic, and he's fouled.
That's a good foul by Jawan Tott. Guy going on, he's going to get a dunk. You can reach in, and you're not big enough to stop him, so just reach in low, get the arm, send him to the line, make him earn the free throws.
Said I'm not going to end up on a highlight tape, at least that play.
Garrett Levesque now with the chance to convert.
And Levesque will knock down his first of this trip. Levesque putting together a pretty good game, 5 points on the night. And it's down to a 7-point deficit. Johnson, again, traffic, the high bounce off the glass. Doesn't find home, and in fact, trickles out of bounds, Viking ball.
Garrett Levesque in this winning streak is averaging 9.3 points, 6.5 rebounds. He's really stepped up his play over these last 3 weeks or so.
Law in. Feeds it inside. Levesque attacking the rim.
A very nice look by Money Lott to find Levesque in space right underneath the basket. Garrett Levesque 3 for 3 from the field, 7 points.
Kasem off the dribble, and it's a double. Viking ball.
Here it is again, and just that nice little feed over. He threw it over the top of a 7-1 guy. Now, granted, he was in a stance. I don't want to say that he threw it the full, but still, that's tells you something about the reach of Money Lott at 6'8" and fairly long arms, and he was able just to reach up and toss that ball over the top to Levesque for the layup.
Precision passing on display. Wilson now from the top of the perimeter. Over to Kepley. 7 seconds on the shot clock, and a 1 step too many traveling.
He kind of skidded to a stop there. That was weird. MSUB in a zone, and it has been causing problems.
The lead will stay at 5 for MSUB. They'll try and add more on this trip with Tott. Gets it back inside for Robinson, the reverse layup.
Really impressed with the way he's playing. 10 points for Cale Robinson, the Kiwi.
Kepley. Kepley scores up for 3, short. Tate with the rebound. Now Levesque the follow-up. The Collecta cashes in.
And one of the things the Vikings have done in that possession there, got to the offensive boards, finding the gaps in that zone to get rebounds.
Vikings looking to come up with a big stop here. Here's DeWitt now. And they'll reset back up top. DeWitt working against Kepley. The feed into Robinson. Working against Levesque. Turns, had the ball poked out, but it'll go over the baseline. And full timeout here. We'll have more.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
And we're back inside Carver Gym here. Butch, you've dialed up some Montana basketball history. We were talking about the great basketball tradition that is Livingston, but what did you find?
So we talked about a shooter that played at Montana State, and Layden Ricketts, a couple years at Sheridan Community College, and then 2 years in the regular rotation, a lot of starts for the Bobcats, and a career about 44% from three-point range. I remember watching him when my son was going to school there, and Layden Ricketts was just an absolutely pure shooter. And I don't think he overlapped with Brandon Johnson, but there is a tradition there for sure.
Such a proud Class A tradition of Montana is Park High School. And a lot of battles, Park against famous left hands, Hardin High School as well. So basketball all across the state. It's a pretty big deal in the state of Montana, and great entertainment when it's cold and snowy like it has been here in Whatcom County.
I am just well enough versed on Montana high school basketball to riff with you, so I'm not quite on your level, but.
Wilson, the zing out to Sane. 2 seconds left. Will he go Super Sane here at the rim off it? Bobbled up in transition. Lott, a heads-up play underneath. Nice move.
Never say die on that play from Money Lott. Vikings within 3, and now a turnover they can push in transition.
Sane will control. Check out the English on that ball. Here's Lott for 3 off the mark. Looked like a ping pong return. And that's batted into the bench. And it will stay Yellow Jackets ball.
Sean Lott is active tonight.
So
nice little strip, knocks the ball in twice, 3 times, and finally corrals it and gets the layup. And then after that, the pass that he threw that he looked like a spin bowler on the cricket wickets. That thing just took a turn.
Here's Robinson. Ball's knocked on the plank. He wanted a foul, won't get it. Here's Kepley. Trying to shorten this lead, and he'll do so. And he'll have a chance to add at the line.
Yeah, a chance to tie. Vikings trailing for much of this first half, leading only at 2-0. But now Grant Kepley can get them level with 1:37 remaining in the period.
That's Cooper DeWitt picking up his second. And Kepley, 3 points the old-fashioned way. We're tied at 30 here in the first half. About 90 seconds to go. Robinson surveys the landscape. He'll drive against Lott. The pivot. He's up, gets it to go. And the basket's good. Chance at a 3-point play for the Jackets here.
He has been a force in this first half. As I said, 15 points a game. And good rebounder. And he has just been outstanding tonight. 6 of 8 from the field.
So Robinson will step in and will hit. He'll have 3 points the old-fashioned way. So he traded 3-point plays. And substitutions oncoming here. Here's Sane. With a 1:10 left, we'll switch over to Kepley in the wing. And they'll try and bleed this clock. MSU up by 3 after the 3-point play. Sane from underneath. Sane steps back, lets a 3 go off the mark. They pile up underneath, and Jalen Tott secures the defensive board. Todd from NBA range. That's long off the iron. Cooper Tyson back in the lineup. He'll get it over the lot with 10 seconds remaining. Jalen Todd tucks and lays it inside. Great ball protection into the lane. Sane will play for last shot here. Shot clock and game clock. Shot clock turned off, rather. Sane takes it to the hole and a whistle blown. They'll give the foul to Cooper Tyson. As we look at the replay here, Tyson trying to defend the baseline, gives up too much contact underneath. And Sane gets the first one to go.
As we get to halftime, Jeff Evans will have a word with Viking assistant coach A.J. Albritton, get his impressions of the first half. I'm going to bet that he says something about turnovers.
It's been a back and forth affair. Sane, nice trip at the line for T. John. And at the buzzer, off the ironwork.
That's a good look for a 3.5-second possession.
And Western will go into halftime trailing by 3, 35-32. And in just a few seconds here, Jeff Evans will have our halftime interview here courtside at WECU Court.
What's your better side?
It's not good. I'll take it.
We're here with A.J. Albritton, assistant coach of the Vikings. He's down 10 at one point, whittled it back to a 3-point deficit. Got to be proud of the fight of this team against a great team like Billings.
Yeah, once we started fighting, I think that's where we saw the gap there. Offensively, we're making it way too tough. You know, we're hesitant in our decisions. We're very hesitant in our decisions. We just got to be in attack mode, and we'll be able to get some cutters, and we'll be able to open that up on this end. But we did D up the last half, into the half there.
Great. Go talk to those boys and get them going here for the second half, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff.
Vikings on 3! Western University is heading on to the Elite Eight.
As soon as I got here, I knew that I was going to love it.
Why you had to hide away for so long? Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Scarlet, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
Vikings from Western Washington University.
GNAC Player of the Year puts it away for the Vikings.
The triple, are you kidding me?
And welcome back inside Carver Gym. Currently, just a few minutes left in the halftime break before you bring you second half action. But Butch, so far, thoughts and observations from half number one.
The Vikings are fortunate in some respects to be in this when you have 10 turnovers in a half to just 4, but they've fought back. They've gotten there, so they've done well. Let's look at the stats. Western shooting 41% from the field, roughly. Montana State Billings shooting 38%, but the Jackets had 7 more attempts. And so the rebounds, Vikings have an edge there, 19-17. But again, you look further down and you see that turnover number. 10 for Western, 4 for the Yellow Jackets, and also a 9-6 advantage in assists for the Yellow Jackets. The Vikings have been really good with assists over the win streak, averaging about 18 a game. So let's look at some individual scoring. For Western, it's 10 points for Will Wilson, and then we're going to look here, 9 points for Levesque, 4 for 4 from the field. Also got a free throw, added 4 rebounds, had a really good first half, a couple steals as well. Just a complete half there. 5 points for Grant Kepley, 4 for Dejan Lott, 2 each for Trevor White, Tijan Sane. For the Yellow Jackets, a 13-point half for Cale Robinson, 6 of 8 from the field. Brendan Johnson with 8.7 rebounds. It was 6 points for Jalen Tott, just 1 of 9 from the field. Vikings have done a good job on him. A 3-point basket for Cooper DeWitt, 3 points for Ferris Kasem, and 2 points for Jawan Watt. Gives you that halftime score of Montana State Billings 35, Western Washington 32. Back with the second half play-by-play is Merrick Parnell.
Thanks, Butch. And we have quite the game on hand, just a 3-point difference. It was a game that saw as large as an 11-point difference in half number 1. Vikings have hung around nicely, but they'll have to be on defense to start half number 2, and we are underway. Robinson, the leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets in this game with 13, will try and add more with the pivot and the finish off the window.
That is at least the 3rd time he has scored on that little jab hard to the left and then spin back to the right, a little scoop, and moves the defender very efficiently. Sets up that finish.
Sane to work, the zip inside, Levesque. The reverse layup, can't get it to go. Looked pretty though.
He missed. It's a first.
Todd, back over to Todd on the corner. Jalen and Jawan Todd. Johnson pirouetting. Now Jawan. Step back jumper. And too much might off the iron. Kepley to collect. Turned away at the lane. Levesque switches over to Sane from the corner, rattles out. Still alive, baseline, and they'll win it back. Wilson. Levesque, look out at the rim. Draws contact, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, just some scrap to keep the ball alive on the baseline initially, and then a little bit of a disorganized defense gets Levesque an angle to get that little feed, get the layup, and go to the line for another now. Up to 11 points.
And the shot rims out. Kepley will step on the line, or so to say the officials, and it will be Yellow Jackets basketball.
Vikings have come out with a little bit of energy here. Get one scrappy offensive rebound, and Kepley nearly got another one there.
Johnson. Taught inside Robinson, and that rims out. Levesque with the defensive board. Now Kepley will be the floor general. Shakes and bakes to the rack, and a whistle called. A dribbling showcase put on there.
He threw the behind the back. He threw the spin move. And then the catch, and a little bit of contact there, I guess. And he will get a pair of free throws.
Kepley, a 14.3 points per game player, and a big-time assist leader too. And
well, it's all those other things he does. You know, it's 3rd in the conference in assists. It's 7th in steals. It's 3rd in three-point percentage. It's getting a bunch of rebounds every night. You know, leading, tied for the 2nd on the team in rebounds.
Well, and it's always a good sign, too, when you're given the media packet and one of the subheadings is Kepley filling the stat sheet as Kasem foul on his way to the hole. Levesque picking up another foul as we look at the replay here. Kasem, worry about a big country moment shattering the backboard.
They waved it off. Oh, no, Jerome Lane. Come on, man. It was the anniversary a few days ago.
Incredible.
Great calls of all time. Bill Rafferty.
Raining glass.
Are you going to do it? Oh, you're going to leave it for me.
No.
Send it in, Jerome.
There was a time where the Utah Jazz were practicing before playing the Lakers at a corporate office, had a gym, and Karl Malone broke the blackboard at the corporate court. That was at the time where Oakley Sunglasses used to have an NBA court, and several NBA teams used to practice in there. But, yeah, whoops. Wilson for 3.
That wasn't going to break anything. That was soft. Beautiful hit by Will Wilson. And we should note that one of the innovators in the progress toward breakaway rims was right here at Western in the late 70s. Coach Chuck Randall developed one version of it. Others ended up coming after that, but he was one of the first people to develop the idea of a breakaway rim because he had a guy break one in practice.
And the professor is in, folks. This is back-to-back games where Professor Butch Kamena laying down some basketball knowledge.
This is what I'm here to do, man. When you've been here 37 of the last 40 years, if you don't have a couple stories to tell, you're not worth your weight, man, you know.
Learn something new every call, every half, rather. As there's another foul called on Lebec underneath. We'll look at the replay here.
So we're going to go one more step with this because the guy who knows even more than me sits behind us, Paul Madison.
That's right.
And Paul confirms that it was Doug Creasy,
a
6'8" freshman from Oregon who broke the backboard that led to Randall doing that. Chuck Randall was an amazing guy. He passed away a few years ago now, but just an innovative, clever, warm-hearted man. And well into his retirement, he would just come out and watch practice because he loved it. And he'd play golf in any kind of weather, too.
White steps back for three, and he got it. Well, you know the old Norwegian adage, there's no bad weather, just bad clothing. Robinson into the line, and he leaves it off. A whistle called, and he'll go to the line for two. As Robinson will step in for two. Western, though, swinging things in their favor. 2-point lead here.
The Vikings have come out well in this half, a 10-5 advantage so far.
Robinson 1 for 3 from the line. MSUB is a team shooting 9 for 13, and he hits there. So back down to a 1-point Viking lead. Sane tiptoeing the baseline into Kepley.
Boy, he got bumped, and he was able to maintain enough balance to find Kepley cutting, and Grant got the layup. Grant up to 9 points. Oh.
The tightrope act, and Kepley back the other way. Tate decides to launch, too strong. Kepley flies in.
Wow.
And it will stay Viking ball.
As we said, first couple possessions, we saw more energy, especially in the offensive glass. The Vikings with a 6-2 edge in rebounds. We see Sane again. What a great play. And the other piece here is, hey, 4 assists in these first 3.5 minutes of the second half for Western. The ball is moving much better.
Wide off the window. Kepley fights for the board and collects and finishes off the window. Timeout on the floor. MSUB needs to talk things over, and we'll go ahead and take it with you.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back. The Vikings, who trailed almost the entire first half, have come back because they're hitting the boards, and a lot of it is because of Grant Kepley. Just some hustle plays underneath. He's got 9 rebounds, 4 of them in this half, 3 of those on the offensive board, slashing to the rim there to get a lay-in. The Vikings, A.J. Albritton said to me this afternoon that rebounding would be a key, and the Vikings in this half, an 8-2 advantage on the boards. They have come out firing a 14-6 run over these first 3 minutes and 44 seconds. to establish a 46-41 lead, the biggest of the night for Western.
And what a way to start, too. And the game, a primetime matchup, Butch, two of the GNAC's hottest teams. A 6-game winning streak for the Vikings, a 4-game winning streak for the Yellow Jackets. And they're showing why here, both teams refusing to quit. As there's an off-ball offensive foul. And that's Kasem trying to plead his case.
Yeah, they got him on the illegal screen. You'll see it here. He's going to walk through Kepley. And, yeah, that's probably a good call. Now, he's going to argue that he's just trying to roll. It's not a screen anymore, but he's still close enough. Kepley's trying to fight through that.
You can't pull the blocker like in football into the hole. Here's Wilson from the dribble and slings it back out. Sane. Kepley jump stop off the iron. Kepley almost came up with another board. Johnson will corral. Here's Johnson to push across the stripe. Loose ball, it's Sane there for the rescue. Kepley gathers, finger roll into the lane.
He is just a force right now. He is everywhere. A great play by Tijon Sane, and give credit to Jordan Tate, who Sane found, and Tate threw about a 40-foot outlet pass to get Kepley out in transition.
Kasem thought about it from distance and said they'll get it down low. Here's Todd. Nice drive backside.
Great cut by Jawan Todd.
Sane will work against Todd. Sane airs it out to Wilson. Wilson the kick. Tate with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline feed into White. White's up with the reverse layup.
Boy, deep behind the baseline, and one dribble to get out, and a pretty little spin to get that thing go home.
Kill Robinson is short, and a foul's called.
No, they're going to call goaltending on Grant Kepley. They're going to say that the ball was still within the cylinder when he reached up and grabbed it.
Basket interference.
We'll get a great look at it here, right? And that's that thing was off. That was.
As we'll step away here. We'll be right back. More basketball. Viking TV next.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
The Sam Carver Gymnasium, and seconds after we went to break, the officials came over and said they are in fact going to look at that basket interference, the goaltend call on Grant Kepley, and this is the look that I think shows that it's off. And I can see when you see some of the other angles that the official could have very easily thought it was on the rim still, but and so that may have been why the call occurred. But when you get that look from above, I think, at least, that it's pretty clear. I've been wrong before, so I'm not going to say that I've got 100% clarity on this, but it seems pretty comfortable to me.
As there's a shot into the Viking bench there. Coach Tony Dominguez talking things over. Vikings up by 7 here. This would be a crucial call when trying to extend some of the momentum, and here comes the verdict. So they'll say no interference.
And they are waving it off, yep. So I'll retire as an official now before I make a mistake.
And so the basket interference, they'll wave it off. It will be Viking ball as Western leads by 7. Tate inbound into Saint.
With that, Grant Kepley, a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds. And boy, he's done a lot of it in this half. 8 points and 5 boards since halftime.
What a performance.
Where did Will Wilson come from? Because that ball was in your hands and he intercepted it.
Super Wilson, the invisible man, reappeared.
He's going to play a free safety in the NFL if he does that.
Kepley. Oh, man. Too easy. Grant Kepley steps back and adds a 3 to his count. Putting on a show, the local product. Kasem, the big man, tees one up off the iron, and a mass of humanity at the free throw line.
Cale Robinson can't believe it. He may have pulled somebody down, but he ends up on the floor with Jordan Tate laying on his back on top of him, and he got the foul. Now, as I said, I didn't see the play. It's entirely possible he pulled Tate down onto him, but his look when he realized they'd call it on him was priceless.
Remember the Rodman-Malone battles, too, where they'd get tangled up? That was reminiscent of that. Neither one was responsible, but they would both end up crawling and pulling each other down.
It was Greg Ostertag's fault. It was always Greg Ostertag's fault.
That's, the big man. As Wilson's fouled on the way, and it'll fly out of bounds. Yellow Jackets ball. And Levesque will check back in.
So from a halftime deficit, the Vikings 21-8 in this half to open up a 10-point lead, 53-43.
Vikings playing good basketball in the second half. Trying to go to 7-5 in conference. Johnson's take off the rim. Sane pressured tightly and fights away the double team. Bounces over to White, and they'll reset up top. Sane wants to step back from the baseline. Nice take.
So showed off for the band after he hit that. Nice little touch.
He's a man of the people.
Oh, goodness.
As Robinson.
Wow, he is just, I'm really impressed.
Cale
Robinson can play.
At the other end. Sane. Kepley clears out space and calls bank for good measure off the glass. There's a look at Kepley there, a show for the young man. Robinson reverse the other side. So you have two candidates for player of the week
it's like
here.
Their personal battle right now, goodness.
Anything you can do, I can do better. A Gatorade commercial unfolding here. Taut, spinning, off the heel, pulled down by Levesque.
I'm feeling really bad. I can't remember the movie that actually came from.
Annie?
Maybe.
Well, we'll have our research department look into it.
Our research department's nationwide, by the way.
And Wilson steps back and knocks it down. So it was Annie Get Your Gun, the Broadway smash hit.
Well done.
As we look at the replay.
It's important that what I do as a job is something that I find meaningful. I ended up applying to the cybersecurity program at Western. The aspects of the program that really stand out to me is the hands-on experience.
Being able to work interdisciplinary and bring cybersecurity to marine science, bring it to communications, bring it to everything is what really makes it interesting.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Grant Kepley has been the star of this second half. The little pull-up off the glass. He is firing on all cylinders, 13 points and 5 rebounds in this second half. And when he's not doing it, you go to the other end and it's Cale Robinson. So he said Cale Robinson played at Rocky Mountain, made the very short transfer. Rocky Mountain beat Montana State, the Division I Big Sky team last year. And Cale Robinson had 18 and 8. And so he is a legitimate player. Hamilton, New Zealand, up on the North Island. I think maybe near the Bay of Islands somewhere. I'm not entirely sure about that, but
and a two-time All-Frontier Conference player.
And it's a very good NAIA conference, so that says something.
Inside, Tot. He's turned away. Robinson finishes. He's almost automatic no matter how hard it is.
He is denied. 9 of 13, 22 points. Interesting enough, just 1 rebound.
Especially for his size, that is interesting. He's listed as 6'7". Wilson, nice mid-range take.
We've been talking about Kepley and Robinson, but Will Wilson just quietly goes about his business. He's up to 18 points. Oops.
As it will be Sane that will pick up his third.
Jawan Tot with the finish. Get the opportunity for the three-point play here. And
lane violation here. Looks like they're going to get DeWitt.
This is going to be on the Vikings. I think it's Kepley.
Interesting.
So he's been everywhere, and apparently he was everywhere a little too early on that one. So Todd will get another opportunity. His brother Jalen has 7 points. He misses the opportunity. Jawan misses the opportunity to get to 7.
As White will pull down the board. Here's Sane.
So it's a little 1-3-1 look from Billings here.
Sane steps back, knocks down, no problem.
About 4 or 5 feet behind the line.
And it's Todd. The ball knocked away, guarded closely by White underneath. As we look at TS3 with the 3.
He just set his feet. His range is pretty remarkable.
Robinson against White. DeWitt, left-hand side, and a nice finish off the glass. Sane. Sane over to White. Working against Robinson. Turns him around. Gets the bucket to go. The battle of leverages there underneath.
Vikings are red hot. 14 of 21 from the field in this half. They already have more field goals than they had in the first half.
Robinson along the perimeter and comes up empty. Wilson secures the defensive board. Here comes Sane. Back over to Kepley. Wilson underneath.
Wow.
And the blue-collar baller with the finish.
I'm not sure how the ball got there. I'm not sure how he caught it or how he finished it, but it all happened.
He had MSU draped around him and able to muscle it home.
Kepley driving the baseline. A little bit of a bobble. Wilson finishes. Beautiful.
Triple coverage there on Will Wilson. Johnson. Now Tot. Long entry feed in for Robinson again. Reverse layup.
How many times are we going to
mention
say it? It's just, he has been fantastic tonight. Full credit to Cale Robinson.
Kepley against Taut. Now he'll work against DeWitt. Fancy footwork and the finish to show.
He's up to 20 now.
Taut, the switch to DeWitt. Ball fake in the kick. Jawan Taut. And a victim of the unfriendly roll. Kepley will push at the offensive end. All alone by himself for the finish. And we have timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and step away. More basketball next.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
So, as we said, the Vikings on a 6-game winning streak coming in tonight, and one of the big keys to that has been assists. They've, in the 5 losses in conference play before that, they'd averaged about 11 assists a game. In this 6-game winning streak, it's been up around 18. So in the first half, they were on the pace for the losses. They had 6. Okay, they now have, in these roughly 12 minutes that we've played the second half, they've picked up 12 more. They are now up to that 18 mark. They've had 12 assists on 17 field goals in the second half. It has been an outstanding effort in team basketball. For all the big plays that individuals have made, it has been a group effort, and really, really impressive. 41 points in 12 minutes. They are shooting 70.8% from the field, 17 of 24, 5 of 8 from 3. And it's given them an 18-point lead, Merrick.
When, too, you talk about the dramatic, this 6-game win streak, too. And like you said, they'll find different ways to get it in, different star players playing crucial roles here as we have a foul at the other end. Aiden Rice will pick up his third.
Didn't we hear Carmen say the same thing to Demi Dykstra last week? About if you're going to get banged like that, you got to fall down.
Yeah. Johnson, the turnaround, and kind of a rushed release at the rim. And they'll outlet to Sane. Kepley for 3 off the mark. Money Law battling with Kasem underneath. Johnson the other way for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Jalen Taut rattling one home.
He has been quiet, but certainly capable of getting hot. 10 points now, but just 2 of 12 from the field.
Of course, Taut came into the game. Their points per game leader was just over 16. As Sane fires one off the glass, a brief contact. But Johnson will take it the other way for the Jackets. The step back by Johnson. Kasem tries to flip it in. He'll win the battle underneath, and he's fouled. So the 7-footer is fouled underneath. Money Law will pick up his third as we look at the replay. And he'll battle in and then picks up the foul as he's trying to outlet it back up.
As he knocked away the ball, maybe he got the arm. It actually thought maybe Kasem had enough control that you wouldn't want to call anything, but the fact that the ball got knocked away, if the official thought they saw something, understood.
Kasem with 3 points on the night. We'll try and add here.
He is huge. It is just 7-1, and we don't have a weight on him, but I would guess up in the 280, 290 range probably.
When he's listed the tallest player on MSUB, and I wonder if he's among the tallest in the whole entire GNAC itself. And letting it fly, Jalen Todd. And we have a timeout on the floor, this time called by Western. As we look at the replay, kicked out here. Here's Todd, NBA range, not an issue.
Yeah,
and we'll keep it here, just a 30-seconder.
Yeah, so what was just a moment ago an 18-point lead has now shrunk very quickly. A 7-point run in a minute and 19 seconds for MSUB to cut it to 73-62. And as I said, Jalen Todd starting to heat up a little bit. Has scored on a couple of possessions here, and then Kasem getting to the free throw line. The Jackets have cut into that lead.
We look at the bench there for MSUB. Came into town yesterday, and talking with some of the coaching staff before the game, they made their way up snowy I-5 and had tried to stop into Chick-fil-A for a quick bite and were shocked that it was closed. The employees were sent home due to the snowy weather. So snow and business as usual in Billings.
You come from Billings, that's like, what? There's 3 inches of snow on the ground and you're closed?
It's been Snowmageddon the last few days here in Whatcom County. But we're pleased to bring you basketball, hopefully from the warmth of a cozy living room, as you take in the game tonight. White from the corner. Corner pocket three for 1-5.
The fourth Viking into double figures. Trevor White now with 12.
Jalen Tutt releases the other side.
He's got it going again. Look out.
Todd putting together a good performance. He's already matched his point per game total. Sane, look at this matchup. You had Sane match up against Kasem. Sane, no fear! And the finish off the window. As we check out the highlight reel play by Sane going against the tower.
Very nice.
He'll have a chance to add to his total. Sane currently putting together another good performance, 9 points on the night. 2 for 2 from the line, and will stay perfect there. Top. Johnson. Robinson back over to Todd and slings it towards the rim. That's off. Kepley pulls it down, and it's an outlet to Saint. Sane again attacking. Sane, quite the spectacle here. Great player. Of Everett Washington putting on a show.
All 5 Vikings in double figures now.
Robinson pirouetting around. That's left off the iron. Sane again, the relentless attacker. This time denied at the rim, but a foul's called. Cooper DeWitt picking up another foul here.
So 22 for Kepley, 20 for Wilson, 12 for White, 11 for Levesque, and now Tijon Sane at the line with 12 points. We'll look to extend that to 14.
And that's Cooper DeWitt's 5th foul. Kasem returns.
Viking shooting is just absurd, 69% from the field in the second half. 20 of 29 for the game, 31 of 56, 55.4%. It has been an amazingly impressive second half, and a real turn after you have to really argue that the Yellow Jackets controlled most of the first half.
It's been a nice 7-0 offensive run as the Jackets will try and put a stop. Robinson's a good number to call for that, and he's fouled.
And both teams missing some pieces tonight. Louis Grant Holiday still out of the lineup with an injury. Possible Saturday, more likely next week probably. And of course, famous left hand with some sort of a minor injury that he did play last week, but is not in the lineup tonight. Just an outstanding scorer, about 11 points a game, and an excellent shooter. And missing seeing him tonight. So,
famous left hand, one of the players with some terrific lore in Montana high school basketball. Elvis Old Bowl, another one that comes to mind. Loose ball, scrap underneath. Diving at it is Tot. And we have a held ball. Shaken up underneath, it looks like Jawan Tot. There's a discussion along the bench here. We'll get the mop on.
It was, to be fair, fairly good-natured, considering how physical and energetic it was. Nobody in bad form there at all.
And so we'll have a baseline inbound after the held ball. Kepley to do the honors, and we'll get it back out to Wilson. Cross court into the corner. Loose ball and slapped out of bounds. Will be Jackets possession. And we'll head into our media timeout. It's a Western leading here.
Hey, get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
And welcome back. It's a Western ahead as we head into our media timeout here. Merrick Parnell alongside Butch Kamena. It's been an exciting one, Butch. You've talked about the importance of rebounding. What else have you seen coming down this stretch?
Well, the Vikings have simply shot the ball so well in the second half. He's at 69% from the field, and they've done that because they've moved it well. 20 assists now, 14 of those in this half. And 20 assists for 14 assists in the half on 20 field goals. Now the other end of the floor, what a great game for Cale Robinson. He's up to 25, and Jalen Tot, after a slow first half, is now 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Kasem will work around the perimeter. Tot steps back. He wanted 3, will come up with 0, and Wilson will sling it up. Sane. And foul whistle.
And Jawan Tot will get this one. Even a nice strip of Tijon Sane, but the ball got loose and rolled right to Grant Kepley. And Tot's momentum takes him right through it. So Kepley will get a pair. Already has reached his career high with 22 points. 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Remember all those turnovers we were talking about? The Vikings had 10, with probably 3 minutes left in the first half? They're at 12 right now. And really impressive. Hey, Billings has 6 for the whole night, so that's even better.
Cooper Tyson back in. Johnson going against Wilson as Levesque pulls down the defensive rebound. Just over 3:10 to play. And the final half as Sane directs traffic. He'll work against Tyson. Getting Tyson in after the DeWitt foul out. Vikings looking to extend their streak. Here's Sane, and that's left long. Here's Kasem. Kasem's blocked, but it falls in. An unlucky bounce. Ferris Kasem adding to his total, 6 on the night. Sane. There's Sane. Working against Tyson. Sane underneath. Flips it to Levesque. Levesque at the shot clock. Time winding down, a rush shot, no worries.
So with that, all 5 Viking starters have hit a 3 tonight.
Taut against Wilson. Shake and bake, wants to go at the rack. And it's Robinson with the cleanup. Get out the glass cleaner.
27 points.
Now it's Kepley at the other end, the finish, the bucket, and the foul. Check out Kepley on the replay.
And you can't send all 5 guys in. Somebody's got to wait for the free throw shooter. And it's going to be Drew Jensen who's going to wait, but Western will otherwise make the line change. Boy, the 5 starters were great tonight, especially in the second half. 24 for Kepley, maybe 25. 20 for Wilson. 14 and 11 boards for Garrett Levesque, who Jeff Evans will talk to on the postgame show. 14 for Tijon Sane, and 12 for Trevor White.
You talk about 2 of the substitutions here. We have Charlie DeTutker out of Issaquah, and Drew Jensen, Bothell, a North Creek product. It's
Charlie Dedeker with the seriously bright shoes tonight, too.
You didn't get the memo? It's 80s dance party.
I'm never opposed to that.
Love the bright color shoes, some personality, and the finish there. Johnson, good determination at the hole.
He's had a good night. 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. I did have a discussion with Troy Ragsdale, one of the stat crew, about OMD being in Seattle in June. So if we're going to talk about the 80s dance party.
Perfect. 88-73 Western in the lead. They'll look to add more with the 1:12 remaining. Lott against Kasem. Rice. Now the kick out. Jensen!
His first Viking points.
And Johnson's fouled at the other side. The bench loving Jensen's tray. Let's take a look at it here. The nice feed. The 3 ball.
Great stroke. And boy, you just think about the turnaround in this game. The Vikings were down as much as 10, 10 with under 7 minutes to go in the first half, right? And they have just turned this game on a dime, got it close at halftime, and then have just been brilliant in the second half. It's one of the best halves of basketball we've seen all year. It's just remarkable how well they have played in this half.
Been on a blistering pace here, and it just took a little bit for the offense to get warmed up a bit, but it seems to be clicking on all cylinders here.
Once they cleaned things up, the turnovers in the first half were a problem, and they had some looks that didn't go in, but this half has been exquisite.
And a deep three. It's Aiden Rice that joins the party. 20 seconds to go. Carver Gym enthralled. They're loving the action as Robinson sends it wide.
So with the victory, the Vikings go to 15-8 and establish sole possession at least of 5th place in the conference. Still some other results to go at 7-5. Montana State Billings 15-10 now, 6-6 in the conference. An outstanding victory for Western Washington University tonight. And the sort of thing you want to carry over to Saturday.
And that will do it, 94-74. Stay tuned. Our post-game courtside interview here. Jeff Evans standing by courtside on WECU Court. And he'll bring you our post-game interview. Remember, the Vikings back in action on Saturday against SPU. As Jeff Evans tries to find our interview subject here. And it will be Garrett Levesque. Jeff Evans standing by with Garrett Levesque.
All right, we're with Garrett Levesque post-game. Garrett, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 6 for 8. But, man, that was a team performance capped off by a Drew Jensen three-pointer. Tell us about the game. You guys went 10 down in the first half. You guys recorded a 20-point victory.
Yeah, you know, Will Wilson in halftime, he came in and said, just play with joy. You know, we were playing with more energy on the road at Fairbanks than we were at home. So, you know, Will came in at halftime and was like, let's play with joy. Let's play for our team. And to cap it off, Drew with that three, that just shows you how close our team is.
Things are going pretty well overall for you, and then you hit that three-pointer. You know things are going well. A 7-game winning streak. You get the kind bounce, but you've been a glue guy for this team. I'm going to throw out that basketball term. You got healthy off the ankle, and you've been in the starting role, and you've been really giving a lot of rebounds, a lot of points, a lot of high. Just tell us about how it's been going. You played at this is your 3rd school, but you got to feel pretty good right now.
No, I feel great. I feel great. You know, this team is special. It's special to me. Great group of guys. We just glue together. You know, and I like to call myself the glue guy, but it's everyone. Everyone is the glue. We all mix together well. So you know.
So you're telling me Will Wilson gave an inspirational speech at halftime?
Yes, absolutely.
Do we get this on tape? That's the silent guy that just carries you guys. I mean, he's kind of that quiet leader for you guys. Yeah. It's flashy, but you know, you look down and he's got 22, he's got 24, he's got 21. What does a guy like that mean to this team when you're on a 7-game winning streak?
No, he's everything. You know, I think he's our #1 scorer besides T-John. But when he gets going, give him the rock, and he's gonna get it. I'll cut right next to him, and if he can make it, I'm there to clean it up. So, you know, he's a major success for us.
Congratulations on the victory. We'll see you back here. Big game against NNU Saturday night. Go Vikings.
Go Vikes, yes sir.